Good afternoon, Atinuke. How are you? You well?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Blessed always, in always. We're here to talk a little bit about you being after some money to bring to fruition the dream to tackle the lack of SEN representation in children's books, right? You got a bit of a plan, which we spoke about yesterday. I want you to tell me a bit more, and those who are listening and watching at home.
Perfect. So my name is Atinuke Awe. Thank you so much for having me here. I wear a few different hats. One of them is as a social entrepreneur and campaigner. So I am the co-founder of 5x More. I also run Mums in Tea, which is a social platform for Black mums to connect. And my baby, which I'm here to talk about today, is Learning with ES. And we specialize in diverse educational resources. So yeah, I guess in terms of talking about what I'm here to talk about today, definitely would really like to tackle, as you said, that lack of SEN representation in books. I think it's really important that we are having conversations as early as possible about difference and neurodiversity, autism, ADHD, all these things that quite rightly our children will see in their nurseries, in their schools and beyond, so that we're raising kids that are empathetic and understanding. We always scream acceptance, understanding, but how are we really trying to tackle that? It's really difficult to even at an adult level to get some adults to understand about autism. There's a lot of misconceptions there, a lot of myths through various stereotypes that we see on the media and the like. And I think we just owe it to our children. We're raising the next generation. We owe it to our children to make sure that we are raising kids that are understanding. And I'm a little bit biased here because I am a mum of two. I have a 4-year-old. His name is Ezekiel. That's what Learning with ES is based off of. And I have a 2-year-old daughter, Eden. And my son is autistic and he's off to school in September. So for me, alarm bells were ringing when, we decided that we were going to send him to mainstream school. And we were just like, well, we know what it's like for some adults to understand about autism, talk less the kids that will be in the class with him. And I think the best way to reach children so they understand is through books. We read books, they learn through books, they learn through reading, picture books, books for young adults. They learn so much. And so that lack of representation is something that really upsets me. And it's something that I grapple with every day.
How do you see your contribution to the space being big enough to make an impact?
Am I up for the task? Absolutely. I'm absolutely up for the task. I'm so passionate about this. My son got his diagnosis last year, and I'll be honest, my view and my understanding of autism was limited. It was because although there were, people who throughout my lifetime I have come across who have been autistic, and again, showing a level of empathy. My mum always, be nice to people, that kind of thing. My level of understanding of autism was very limited until he got his diagnosis, and I was like, oh my gosh, there is so much more here that I just don't know, and I need to learn so that I can support my son. And it is a lot. It does get a lot sometimes, I'll be honest. Obviously, with the work I do with 5x More and supporting my family as well, Mums in Tea, that platform for Black mums, it can feel a lot. It can feel overwhelming. And I know to put in my boundaries. I know to take my time with certain things and go at my own pace. But absolutely, I feel like the time is now. There's no better time. When I first got the diagnosis, I hold my hands up. I was devastated. I didn't know enough about autism, and the fact that it's just a difference in the way their brain is wired, and all these, like I said before, the myths and the stereotypes really do play a part in how people think. But it's also really interesting to note that the prevalence of autism is actually higher in Black children, but I don't think there is enough being said in the Black community. And I say the prevalence is high in the in Black children. Those are the ones that we know about. Those are the diagnoses that we know about. Those are the ones that actually make it to a diagnosis stage. There's so many children who are pre-diagnosis, who are, their parents may be worried, but they don't know where to start, or they're burying their head under the sand, or they're maybe in denial that this is happening because autism is still such a taboo subject. And so what I try to do with my platform, especially with Mums and Tea, is raise that alarm and share my own experiences of raising my autistic son. And as I'm doing that, as I'm sharing, so many mothers are coming out and saying, wow, I've looked at your video, I've looked at your videos, I've looked at your content, and I think I'm recognizing signs in my own son, and I'm like, or in my own children, and I'm like, please go and get help, and don't stop until you get an answer. Go and seek professional support. And it's just, that can be the difference between someone saying, oh, okay, I think my child's just a bit different, or someone actually going that extra mile. There's a very thin line between, is there something wrong with my child? And, oh, okay, it's fine, all children are different, they grow differently. And so I think it's really important that we are, raising awareness so that we can become accepting of it and realizing, as I said before, it's just a difference. It does not mean, it's not a bad thing. It's not something that you have to go on the mountain and pray for. It's not something you have to fast about. And, so many different things that I've heard, or be cast out of your family because of, or, it's none of these scary things.
It's a picture book that you're putting together, right? You're about 2 weeks into your Kickstarter, raising funds to bring this to life. So can I ask, how much do you need, and how long have you got left to raise it?
So, okay, numbers. Right, I'm 2 weeks in. I'm about 15% of the way there. So it's actually a three in one project. So the book is just a small part of it. Well, it's a third of it. I would like to obviously raise money for the picture book. I also have found, again, it's my frustration and my experiences, there's a lack of visual aids to support Black children, specifically Black children. All the pictorial references are either stick people or they are children from different backgrounds. And obviously, just to give you a bit of context, I was speaking to a teacher who works in a special needs school, in an SEN school for autistic children in Peckham. And she said the demographic of most of the children that go to that school are Black, but all of the resources are white. And first of all, it didn't surprise me because I've been looking for resources, such as visual timetables, potty training, toilet training cards, and have been coming up short. So as you said, it's not about being reactive. It's not about being, it's about being proactive. We don't see these resources, let's create them. Clearly people along the way just haven't felt to think about us. So why don't we be that change? So I will be releasing a daily routine, schedule cards, and toilet training cards. And these are not diagnosis specific. So these are for autistic children who will benefit from them, but also all young children will benefit from them. If you think of the daily routine cards, it's like a to-do list for children. Mummy, what's coming next? Now I'm doing this, then later I'm doing this. And they can visually see what's going to happen in their day. And then with the toilet training cards, again, potty training is something I've actually really struggled with my son due to his sensory issues. But all the cards I've seen, white children, he's not going to make that link between, I'm showing him pictures of white children and he's he's a Black boy. So yes, so 3 different projects, and I'm trying to raise £18,000. That's a long roundabout way to answer your question.
No, the more information, the better. I'm sure people will be grateful for it. Listen, where can they find you? You're gonna send me the link. We're gonna stick it underneath this video so people can click straight through. But just in case this video comes to them via a different source, where can they find you and learn a little bit more about what you're doing?
Absolutely. So please do give us a follow on Instagram at learning with Ez, E-Z, and mums and tea. So that's MUMSANDTEA. That's where I share majority of my journey and my experiences as a Black mom raising my 2 children, and Learning with Ez is the platform. And obviously we have the Kickstarter as well. So if you type in, those keywords at Learning with Ez or diverse children's resources, you will find that.
Thanks for your time, Tinu. Good luck. Wish you all the best. I'm sure we'll touch base again when you get that money, and when the project gets off the ground. All right. But with that being said, unless there's anything else you want to share with us, thanks for your time.
I would definitely like to just honestly say thank you. I really appreciate this opportunity to come on this amazing platform and share my story and speak to you and hopefully spread the word. So thank you once again for the opportunity. I really do appreciate it.